What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni, and welcome to another weekend, another test server session, and another rock-on with the new Luchador Titan. In this video, you're gonna get a one-on-one sessions versus Luchador versus Sharenga, Luchador versus Luchador, Luchador versus Minos, and Luchador versus Muromet. You're gonna see all this right here in this video. But let me begin with something other first. Somehow I was the only one defending this beacon when somehow an enemy team out of 3 players appeared out of thin air and decided to engage me. Now, I happen to be thankfully in a Luchador. So let me just show you how this played out for those dudes. Voost! The Cinder weapon area hits everyone around me and kills them all down to last stand immediately. They're all suppressed after my landing. And I haven't even run my reflector. I activated it way too late. I could have activated this right away. My beacon, all 3 enemies, gone. And I think it couldn't be any more obvious that this Cinder weapon that's on the outer sides of this Luchador right here, too powerful. I mean, how obvious does it have to be for you, Pixonic, to realize that you cannot keep testing this? It's too powerful. I mean, seriously, it is so much too obvious that it almost seems like a joke to even mention this at this point. It is so much too powerful that I feel like this heavy weapon on top of it is a waste. I wish it was a light weapon so I could equip a 3rd Cinder. That's how much too powerful it is. And by the way, right now, let me just go back because, yeah, we are attacking another Cinder, another Luchador with a similar setup. And he had his reflector going, so I'm jumping on him right after, suppressing him, waiting out his reflector, activating my own, and then he's gonna take some damage. Remember, when you activate reflector, you lock yourself. You can no longer walk. You're completely immobilized. But you have the reflector and you're dealing taking very little damage. Now, this guy's almost done. He lost 1 Cinder already. His heavy weapon is on a reload, and I have my jump ready, and in 2 seconds I have the next reflector. So this guy bites the dust right here, one-on-one successfully completed, and then unfortunately the match ends because, of course, people just can't stop capturing beacons on test servers. I will never understand why people have to capture beacons on test servers. The ideal situation for all of us on the test server is 2 beacons versus 2 beacons, and the 3rd one is white. That's the perfect condition. Now you can all test your robots and your setups and your titans as best as you can. There's no time limit. You can just go ahead and test the living heck out of the test server. No, there has to be these players who capture beacons. Yeah, I know I have a 4 here, but this is because I kept defending 1 beacon over and over, so I get a 4 here. But there are players who keep capturing the whole map. You can see them with Lokis running around capturing the map, and I'm like, what the heck are you getting from this? What are you getting from this? This is a test server. Why are you capturing the map and ending it for everyone on the test server? It makes no sense. Anyways, it had to be said in the hopes that maybe in future test server we have a little bit of less capping. Because it keeps interrupting me from testing stuff. So it would be good if those people who keep testing, who keep capturing winning, who keep making cap wins, would stop that on the test server. Or Pixonic, just make it team deathmatch, for the love of God. Power plant, Dead City, team deathmatch, problem solved. Okay, now we can test it till the end. It doesn't matter anymore. They can try capture it, but there's no beacon to capture, you know? Just go with team deathmatch. If we want to test stuff, go with team deathmatch. It's the most safest way for us to be able to test things until the very end and be sure to be able to run the Titan before the match ends, you know? Well, okay, so that was a bit of a ramp-up time right here that you're getting. I wanted to be able to explain a few things before we go into the one-on-ones with the Luchador. It has been changed. It no longer jumps through the entire map now. It has a shorter jump distance, but it's still way too far if you ask me. You can still cross 250, even 300 meters on a jump, especially when you're coming from a higher altitude, and that's a problem. We're gonna see this in a second because it makes it so that you now have to worry about titans that were, a second ago, they were far away, and a second later they sit right next to you. And I don't think you should have to worry about this. I don't think you should have to worry about a Titan crossing 300-400 meters in an instant and sitting right next to you. With a weapon that essentially one-hit kills you as soon as they arrive next to you. Yeah, I don't think you should have to worry about this, and it makes every regular robots, which the game usually consists of most of it, right? This is war robots, or the regular robots. The Titans are an extra little blimp on the radar, and nothing more. and yet somehow now the Titans are the ultimate thing that defines the entire game, at least on this test server it is. Yeah, and the reason of that is the Cinder is hopelessly overpowered, Pixonic, and also the jump distance on that Titan, it is too strong, too far in my opinion, even still, now after you change this. Now, let's jump into the Luchador finally, okay? Also, be sure to know in the top right corner is a direct video link for you, or the video description pinned comment, where there's 200 Erebus robots that you can win. It's a giveaway. 200 Erebus robots, the best shielded sniper robot in the game, for you to, up for grabs, basically. So make sure to be among the participants to have a chance to win, okay? So, already killed 2 guys right here around me just by using the red button on screen. I don't even have to aim anymore. I just press the red button and they all die. Now, before this guy dies, I jump backwards into the beacon here. I didn't have to look at the beacon to know where it is, obviously. And I'm now on it and capturing it away. And this what's it called? Orochi is not going to change anything about this. I have my reflector going, and oops, his stealth is not going to matter anyways. You don't even need to equip quantum radar on this setup. You don't. Why would you? It doesn't matter if you see somebody or not. You can still kill them regardless. All you've got to make sure is you're in range of that yellow circle. And here comes a thing that I can't believe. I still can't believe it. I was looking forward to this moment. I saw, wow, Luchador, Nodin's Titan in the center. Wow, I'm gonna jump on them. I'm gonna ruin their entire life here on the test server. What I didn't see is that there has just spawned a Muromet's Titan out all the way in the distance. And from all, can you believe it? From all the possible seconds in which he could have deactivated my reflector ability, he did it right now when I need to activate my reflector. This guy, Nodin's, has 4 times Cinder. This guy, 2 times Cinder. 6 Cinders against me. The only thing in the game that I can now rely on that keeps me alive is my reflector ability. And that Muromet's just pressed his button. Boom! Unbelievable. I'm in range of 6 enemy Cinders, and here comes the fatal message. Locked due to EMP effect. The sheer unluckiness is out of this world. It is impossible that out of all the possible moments I could have received this EMP strike, it hit me in that very second I wanted to activate my reflector to stay alive in the back. When this happened to me, you can be so happy that you were not there to witness that live reaction. You would have had to change your ear, get yourself some new ears. I was screaming from the inside out. I was this unluckiness was not. It's just godlike timing. It was just godlike timing for that Muromet's ability to pop in. Remember that when he activates the ability, there is still a 3-second delay before my ability is even deactivated. The amount of the timing was just... It could not have gone any worse right there. I was so looking forward to recording this for you guys, to jump in and ruin these guys' day down there with the Nodins and the Luchador. And then this absolute out of nowhere, I got deleted completely. Oh man, that with one button press ruined everything. One button press ruined everything. Anyways, we just arrived in a one-on-one. Okay, so the first one is coming up. We have a Ao Ming. It's an Ao Ming with very strong weapons. He's got the crate and the basilisk. Okay, so look at that. That is a lot of firepower he's got. But I'm planning on landing here on the building, so I am close enough to him to hit him with the area effect. And remember, I get a reflector when I jump. I have a suppression when I land, and I get a reflector if I want to trigger it. So let's go for it. I take a few hits first, then I have my reflector in the air. Landing on the building hasn't quite worked for me here, but I am still in range for the Cinder. Somehow he even stays in range. He could have done this so much more smart by just staying away from me, but he didn't. Somehow he allowed me to hit him with Cinder, and I was able to survive this one-on-one. No problem. I didn't even have to use my reflector for this, which is just crazy. Imagine, I didn't even have to use the reflector, which is good because I thought another Titan would spawn in immediately. Look at this. Look how fast they just die. Just from those 2 Cinders. This makes the Kid Stove ability look like a toy in comparison. Like, how much too powerful do you think you can do something and keep it in the game? Like, there's no way. This can't be more powerful than the Kid Stove ability. It just there's no way. The Kid Stove ability is its primary setting ability. How can it be weaker than this beta weapon? So clearly these weapons are too powerful, as you can see by the constant dropping and instant health regain of the Ravana. I don't know how many times he just healed back up instantly, but he just still got destroyed. And here it is, the next one-on-one, and I'm down at 50% health, I might add. So, the Muromets just spawned in. Thankfully, he used his flight early enough so I can dodge it. Now he used his EMP pulse, which I was hoping he would do. So yes, I admit, he's not playing very smart right now, but it is a one-on-one regardless. And now that his EMP is gone, his stealth is gone, all he's got is a lot of firepower now. So, and I can dodge that by suppressing him, by activating my reflector, and by hitting him so much as until he dies. Boom. I don't know, I think I didn't take more than 100,000 damage, and the Luchador also repairs HP back after the landing. Now, another really weird thing is, I'm getting invincible now. I don't know why, and I don't know how it happened. But I'm walking on the building now. See that? Pixonic, this is important. There is a weird thing with the Luchador Titan. I'm walking down the slope here, and somehow I get stuck. I can no longer turn my legs, even though I'm not suppressed. And in that time, I'm somehow invincible. Look at the left corner. You can see my my input that I'm giving. I'm giving mad inputs, and I want to walk. But the Titan is no longer able to move itself. I'm somehow stuck on the side of the building. And despite being hit by the Hawk laser, I'm not taking any damage. I'm somehow invincible at the same time. So it's a curse and a blessing, both. I cannot move myself in the worst possible moment when a Hawk attacks me with a laser beam, and somehow at the same time I'm invincible to the Hawk laser beam. So yeah, I don't know why this happened. I'm gonna show you another weird glitch in a second where somehow I jump and my landing already triggered as I jumped, so I cannot trigger the landing anymore. Will be coming up in a second. We first have another... No, this is gonna happen in any second now. Get yourselves ready. But yeah, so my feedback, Luchador is getting better now. Thanks for reworking it. No longer jumping as much, but it is still too far. The jump distance, let me just show you how far I could jump. Here, right there, okay? Boots, I'm gonna jump right now. Look at this. I would now accelerate. I would easily make it, because the longer you are in the air, the faster you get forward with the engine push. I would easily make it all the way here. That would be a 380 meter jump, maybe even 400 meter. I would make it easily right there, okay? However, I'm not, because I saw another victim spawns in, enemy, and he just died. Wait, not yet, hold on. Now he's dead. Okay, last stand kept him in the game. But, yeah, so the jump distance, in my opinion, is still too far. And the Cinder is by far too powerful. This is just Mark 1 level 8. Here it is. This is where it happened. I'm jumping now, and I want to trigger my landing immediately, but what you'll see is I jump, and I immediately trigger the flashing explosion around me. See that area effect I do around myself? This is the area effect that you normally do when you land. So somehow I jumped and the game detected the landing at the same time, probably suppressed the enemy if he wasn't in last stand. And this is why I can no longer manually trigger my landing, which I should be able to. I was hammering the button to land, but I couldn't, because the landing was already initiated as I started. So there are a few glitches, Pixonic, when it comes to the robot's movement. Sometimes you can get stuck. Sometimes you somehow can be invincible when you get stuck. Somehow, if this is even related to it, I don't know, but otherwise those are two separate issues. And the third is sometimes you trigger your landing as your jump. Okay, so 3 different problems you may have to tackle first, and then of course, jump distance, a bit lower still. Again, I don't think you should have to worry about a Titan that was just a second ago that was way far away and then suddenly sits right next to you. I don't think that should be happening. Titans shouldn't be like this, right? Speaking of which, you wanted to make a melee Titan. Why are you not really actually making a melee Titan? Why are you not making a Titan that literally folds out some chainsaws in front of him and that hits people that are right in front of you, right? Something that this Titan could have done, for example. Something just as a suggestion here, because that would make it melee. Right now this Titan doesn't really have any melee thing other than the little damage he does when he lands. But what makes it melee is the Cinder now, but not really the Titan itself, other than the suppression and the bit of landing damage, of course. But yeah, so, and of course you make yourself immobile. Oh gosh. So the Titan one-on-one versus Sharinga has begun. Look at my health. I just took this much damage from the double shots from him. Now I wanted to jump, and again, the lucky coincidence that I happen to be locked down right now. When I want to jump, I wasn't locked down before, but when I jump, I'm locked, of course. So I'm jumping in, and now I forgot. I'm an idiot. I forgot that if you activate your reflector, you can no longer walk. So I'm activating my reflector here. I probably shouldn't do that. And, yup, now I'm locked and I cannot move. I cannot get back in range to actually attack the enemy movements, which is quite a problem here. If he had shotguns, I would be dead long ago now because I played so bad. Now I can fix my mistake and finally go and kill him. That was my mistake, right? I just played like a moron right there. I should have played better. And then this would not have been a problem, and I would have defeated him no problem. But, yeah, I played like an idiot right there, and I forgot about my lockdown when I activate the ability, and yeah, it was just really, really bad. Now, we're having a one-on-one versus Minos as well. Although it's kind of more than a one-on-one because we have two enemies here, and the Minos just spawned in fresh HP. I'm at 50% HP. I'm first dropping the other dudes that are around me. Last standing, both of them. And now I'm using my reflector, killing both of these other players immediately with the Cinder weapon. And now that his reflector ran out, I'm actually going to do some damage to him. Thankfully, my reflector protected me for a while. I get a jump back, which gives me a little bit of time for a reflector, landing, suppressing, and boom. How much damage did it do? Okay, we're landing now. Bam. Okay, so the damage is quite okay for the landing. Look at this. This is a Titan right there. And he's taking like 20% damage from the landing. So it does do a lot of damage when it lands. I gotta give it that. This Luchador Titan. But the idea I was mentioning is that there's an actual melee attack that the robot could do, right? Something in front of him that slashes, or like something is being done that hits things that are really in front of you for a little time. Similar to what the Scorpion does, just a bit shorter range and really with some animation of slashing or something. That would be cool. But yeah, so for now, this is it. This is all the feedback I wanted to give, a few bug reports that I wanted to give, and the one-on-ones. The Luchador is probably one of the most powerful Titans right now in the game. It always depends on the situation. The Minos might be more dangerous even with the Cinders right now, and there is no alpha weapon Cinder yet. I don't know what it would be called, but maybe something like Ash, Flame, or Ember. No, we already have Ember. I don't know, something flamey. And yeah, so let's wait for it. Hopefully you had some fun. Don't forget the giveaway, ladies and gentlemen, and have a nice weekend. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.